The oldest one that's coming to my mind is the bicentennial tartan. It's now called the American St. Andrews Society's tartan, but it was originally known as the bicentennial tartan. That one was 1974. It is, as you would guess, especially for a tartan designed in the 70s, very, very red, white, and blue. It is...
So 74, so it would be there in time for...
the bicentennial.
Bicentennial in 76.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But there are a lot... There are state tartans. There's tartans for groups. There's tartans for the U.S. military branches. There's tartans for groups within the military. So I'll just go through a few. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, they all have their own tartans. None of them are official, but they all do have their own tartans, and through wanton usage over time, they've effectively become, military tartans.
What about the Coast Guard? Is that sort of official because it's the official tartan
It's
of their
the official
band?
tartan of the Coast Guard band. I don't know if the Coast Guard itself has given the old Hanukkah Donica to the Coast Guard tartan as the official tartan for the Coast Guard or just for the band.
I think it's just for the band at this time, but obviously if somebody's in the service, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's just the band.
So each of those have their own stuff. And then there's also tartans for groups within branches of the military, like the Seabees.
Yep.
I actually did a design for the U.S. Civil Affairs tartan, or U.S. Army Civil Affairs tartan, with a guy named Stephen Starbuck. And that one had to be, the register asked us to have it officially, blessed by a colonel or a high-ranking officer within that specific segment of the Army. So there's military tartans. There's tartans to honor military stuff. There's actually the Confederate Memorial, Union Memorial, Federal Memorial. There's I'm actually wearing the Federal Memorial tartan today. There's the Daughters of the American Revolution have their own tartan. Roughly 60-ish% of U.S. states have officially sanctioned tartans. The problem is a lot of the websites that are out there that are listing the state tartans are actually wrong, and I know they're wrong because they don't list Pennsylvania.
Okay.
They list some, not all necessarily, and I'll say they're at least wrong by one. Pennsylvania has a state tartan. That one was designed in 1992, and it was officially approved by the state legislature in 2012.
Right. That would be my question. To sense is how many of them? I think probably a lot of people have designed tartans for a state, and they're out there. But how many of them are official and as in ratified by the state government versus, hey, this is great. It'd be great if you guys wore it.
There's a lot. Some of them are officially ratified by the states. Others aren't. I know Pennsylvania has one. Oklahoma has one. That one's official. Texas actually has 3 or 4. They have a lot of different state tartans.
The blue bonnet.
Blue bonnet is the official one. That one is the official one. Okay. The problem that you do run into as well is some are official, but they're copyrighted. Blue bonnet is the official state tartan, but it's copyrighted. It's the copyright, not the copyright holder, but the people that have the authority to do stuff in it. Is a company called Scotland Forever down in Texas. Roxy, great lady, love her to death.
Yeah.
But that's the only place you can get the Texas Blue Bonnet tartan is one source. The Massachusetts, I think, is copyrighted if memory serves. I know Maine was because there was a thing. Maine actually has a registered and copyrighted tartan, and LL Bean, who does a lot of tartan stuff, did a shirt design in the Maine tartan, not knowing it was copyrighted.
Oops.
And an undisclosed amount later, they stopped doing the Maine tartan. It's a weird one where I always thought or felt that official government / state things shouldn't be copyrighted. It should be open for anyone of the state. In the same way that political figures can't copyright their own image. It then belongs to the people if you're a political figure. The same kind of thing would make sense to me as a state. Symbols of the state can't be copyrighted, but apparently they can.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's a weird It's a weird one.
It's a kind of a weird niche issue.
And let's go into the national. There's the bicentennial one, which is now American St. Andrew Society tartan. There's American National Tartan. There's American Heritage. That actually is one that we did. There's a lot of different American tartans. There's a lot of different state tartans. And if you start thinking about it, like, what does America have to do with Scotland? What does tartan have to do with Scotland? It does make sense with the mixing bowl, the melting pot that is America, and people wanting to incorporate their culture, their heritage, their thing into their daily lives, into the salad bowl. It makes sense that people would want to not just take their pride of their family and their clan tartan, but say, you know what? You know, a lot of Scots like did X, Y, and Z in my state. It had, massive battle here. There was Scottish soldiers, whatever it was.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Scottish settlers. There's, a pocket of people with Scottish or Irish heritage, and they want to express that somehow. Tartan is an easy, tangible, visible way to express it and show off to the world as a symbol. This is a cool thing of my heritage and of my country.
Yeah. But you have a sizable population in your region, and like you said, some history behind it. I think it's also comes down to the enthusiasm and devotion that people have for an organization they're in. I wouldn't be surprised if the people who have come up with a lot of the state tartans have worked with their state government or have done something with the functions of their state. I mean, state pride is a weird thing. I mean, for some of us, it comes kind of naturally, but I think for other places, there's something that some kind of personal involvement is going to spur you to be interested enough to want to develop something.
Yes and no. From the research that I've done on the state ones, generally it's an organization in the state, and they just want to kind of promote the organization and or the thing and or appreciation for tartan, but they tack it on to the organization.
So it could be like your St. Andrew Society in Oklahoma. Or not
Massachusetts. Hey guys, just me jumping in here for a sec. I was wrong. So close, but I was wrong. It's not the Massachusetts State Tartan. It was the Rhode Island State Tartan and the Rhode Island St. Andrew Society.
So that's an example?
Yeah.
Okay.
St. Andrew Society of Massachusetts actually designed the Massachusetts State Tartan and then got it pushed through, but they own it.
Okay.
So I believe I'm correct on that. Don't quote me 100%, but I'm like 95% sure.
So it's an organization showing regional pride as opposed to an individual.
Yes.
Because I'm also used to a paradigm where a guy who's really passionate wants to design a tartan for his family, organization, club, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, but you're saying it's more...
Or a historian or someone like that happens to be Scottish, that's passionate about their state region.
The federal and Confederate tartans are definitely a history buffs thing. Guy who was a Civil War buff basically designed those, didn't he?
No, it was Dr. Smith. He's done a lot of tartans.
Okay.
He literally dozens.
He's a tartan hobbyist.
Yes. He designed a lot of tartans in the 90s. I've never had the pleasure of meeting him, but I own a couple of his tartans. So there's that. I don't think the Confederate and the Federal and Union Memorial tartans are all from a passion for that, but he may have been contracted because there weren't that many tartan designers. There weren't computers designing tartans like our tartan designer and other ones you find online that there are now. Where I would agree with you is like Daughters of the American Revolution having their own tartan.
Yeah.
That is a historical, inspired, history geek club who wants their own tartan just for something fun. That one, you're right on.
Okay.
So
so basically, it runs the gamut.
Yeah, it just like
kind of like America
in
itself. There's about a million different reasons for why people do things in this country.
Yeah, it's
cool.
It's individual, group, all kind. Yeah, it's fun, and it's a fun way to link Scotland and America. Oh, the other category I didn't even touch on. There are Scottish. There are tartans from mixed heritage. There's Scottish American, Irish American. I did the German American.
Right.
There's Filipino American. There's Italian American. Like there's all kinds of tartans that are designed to blend everything and just kind of, again, the whole salad bowl thing. The dressing gets on all the lettuce. It's fun to just play with different cultures respectfully and kind of show off your pride and your heritage in your own way to those around you. Mm-hmm. That's all I have to say about that.
That's a lot.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's a spunky load of noodles, as I like to say.
Indeed.
But it's also, I think it's emblematic of our country, because I think there's a freeform, creative, individualistic attitude about it that I don't know if you would have back in the UK. You know, if you were going to do this in the UK, I think some people would just be like, "Why are you bothering? What do you mean? That's a Scottish thing. Why would you have a tartan for your florists club? You know." But here it's kind of like, "What the hell? Let's do it."
I would go beyond it, and I would say the old I don't know if it's an old adage or I said it or somebody I heard it somewhere along the way of kilts are worn by Scots in America and Americans in Scotland.
Yeah.
Where when you come over here, you want to celebrate it, and I would kind of lump in the fact that you have all these different cultures. You have Hispanics, you have like all kinds of different stuff, and it's like I've touched on this before. It's really cool. Celtic Classic, the festival in Bethlehem, it's really, really cool because there's a lot of Hispanic population in Bethlehem, and to see Hispanic people wandering around the Celtic Classic Festival, enjoying a completely different culture that they weren't brought up in, but it's just something fun to experience. In the same way of going to a Puerto Rican Day Parade or whatever, it's a fun way to experience a different culture, and you don't have to be afraid, like, oh, I'm not part of this, I feel weird. It's no one, at least the Celtic Classic or those kind of events that I've seen, it doesn't feel weird, it just feels like a celebration of a particular thing in that particular moment, not at the exclusion of somebody else, just as a part of, hey, let's all have a good time. This is cool this weekend. Next weekend, let's do this other thing. Next weekend, let's do that thing. So there's kind of, there's room for everybody,
right?
Kind of mentality with it.
It's basically celebratory.
Rhode Island. Rhode Island. Rhode Island. Rhode Island! Rhode Island. Rhode Island? Rhode Island.